G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're slowly getting back into the swing of things. I don't know if you guys can hear, but I still got a little bit of a rasp in my voice, but it's time for some casted. You guys know exactly who we've got spawning down here. Well, you may not know him, but it is the one, the only, dun, 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 Beastie Cutie. He's playing as the Malians in the color purple. Eye of the Tiger is his Smurf name, or I think it's actually just his main account name. He's just changed his name. And in the north of the map, we've got SAS, or WNTD SAS. Now, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm just going to be calling him SAS, because in Australia, SAS, it's like a supreme army. It's like the top tier of army personnel or military personnel that you can get, special air services, so technically the Air Force. Apologies out there to all my vet bros. But we've got ourselves a classic Altai game. Now, I don't know about you guys, but every map seems to be Altai for me on the pup. So I've been enjoying it a fair bit, but I'm curious to see what kind of build we've got coming in from our Air Force specialist over here. It's just going to be a little bit of a Fitzbro opening, the classic military school opening here. Nothing too crazy. Finds a couple of neutral sheep in the early game. Just going to be the single scout opening. We'll double check on the other side of the map and see how Beastie's up to, as he's going to be doing the same thing, but not a whole lot of sheep back here. In fact, just a very passive opening and a bit of a curious one as well, a lumber camp opening. Now, something that I've talked about once before, and I will talk about it many a time more, it is straggler trees and the lack thereof with regard to usage. Interestingly, we see this lumber camp coming down super duper early. You know, it's quite a big investment, so I'm curious to see exactly what Beastie's going to be looking for here. Perhaps that's a potential second town center already in the works, or at least already, you know, working towards it. He's got the one villager on wood for the moment. Maybe he just adds in, like, trickles in the houses or something like that, because he hasn't gone for a super duper high amount of houses. Sometimes you do see these Malians open up with, like, you know, 5 houses or 4 houses. I think I've seen Crackety do about 4 houses. And then you've got some players that fill out the whole thing. But there's going to be a pretty early age up here. Beastie about to cross that threshold. You can see him working about 20% of the way to go for both of those resources. I say 20%, but 20% of the, I guess, of the gold that he's got to actually collect, because he starts with 100. But going to be crossing it now, so not a bad little time. You can see the villagers going to be moving out. Oh, I see the villagers moving out. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I have got myself a little bit excited. I think I know what's happening. Crackety here, what have you done? Have you turned Age of Empires 4 on its head? There it is. I was going to say, that is not good enough. It's going to have to be this one here. And even then, I'd be a little bit scared of this back spot. You might have to put a wall segment in, just one wall segment right here, just to stop them from walking in on that area. But we are going to be seeing a Saharan trade network coming out from Beastie. That is correct. One of the best players in the game, if not the best player in the game. You know what? Probably pretty close to the Oh god. Oh lord. It's we're getting excited over here. This is looking pretty damn good. And over on the other side of the map, we've got SAS. Now going to be dropping down the Sultan Hani trade network. Interesting landmark that he's going for here. So do we have a double trade opening? Now, this is something that I've talked about a fair bit, but the consequence of only going with just a single spearman in the early stages of the game, so just a military school by itself, is that villagers can actually fight you off like this. And as you can see, Beastie's just going to respond to this by pulling more villagers. Whereas if you go for my opening, you know, the Drongo build order, the one that I used up against a Muslim, well, Beastie can't really do this, because all of a sudden the spearman is much more serious, because there's 2 spearmen that come out, and in fact a third one will be following, you know, very, very shortly. But we can see that's going to be 1 spearman going to be going down almost. Second spearman on the way through, but it's such a late spearman, and villagers just able to chase it away. Beastie's still working on that age up. So SAS definitely going to be delaying him a bit, but I mean, behind this, Beastie's pretty happy. He's just gathering up wood, and he's going to be able to gather enough wood that he's able to drop down that marketplace in the corner, or that market rather, and also going to be able to start walling as well. We start to see he's got the full walls going in across the corner. So at this point in time, SAS has got all the information that he needs to begin winning this game. I guess would not begin winning this game, but to deal with what his enemy is doing, right? Like, you've scouted that your enemy is going for early trade. Great. Now you can put into place all the things that you need to do to stop that. So, you know, when we talk about what's the best way to stop trade, number one, it is aggressive walls on a map like this. So the first thing that he should be doing, SAS, in this position, is actually starting to come out and wall across here. Wall out on this position. Bring a villager out, you know, wall across like that, so your enemy can't get the full wall in, and then also look to wall out your enemy down on these little spots. That way the traders are going to be delayed on coming through, not going to be able to make their way through. But it's really, really important that he does that. And you might even get to the point where you just wall in this marketplace, this trading post rather, completely. I've done that multiple times before, but we do see double walls now coming up for Beastie, both sides here. Off the map. That single spear just continuing to work its magic. Unfortunately, it is only the single spear. The first one did get taken out, I suspect, unless he's moved it back to base. And it doesn't seem like it, but he's going to be looking to drop down a second TC with that many villagers on stone. You can only suspect it's going to be a second TC. He's also moved the military school over to a meta, so very early. First of the Imperial Council points is about to come in. I suspect it's going to be Anatolian Hills. You'd be crazy not to go it when you're opening up with the Salt and Honey trade network, but we already see some trade moving out. Look at this. We got 4 traders making their way out. Trade is taking over Age of Empires 4. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. We got double trade. And I think, you know, there's a lot to be said for trade in Age of Empires 4 and what the devs are doing to make it more viable, because you guys might not realize this, but the devs, in addition to bringing in 2 new civilizations that have got big trade landmarks in the feudal age, they've also changed the way that traders work. So specifically, they've actually made them a lot cheaper and train faster. That's the big thing. You know, traders used to take 45 seconds to train. They're only 25 seconds now. They're also quite a bit cheaper. Now, they're still expensive. They're still more double the resources that you would pay for a villager. But you get a great return on the investment. Now, we see that wolf going to be just very annoying out here. You're going to make sure that you want to send up at least a couple spearmen. Look at this. Multiple wolves. We're going to have to change perspective away from him. 56 gold coming in, so you got to think about it from the perspective, okay, so what's he gaining, what's he getting? So you can get 28 gold per minute for each of your traders in here, or you can get 56 gold per run that you're doing. Now, we don't know how long the run takes. You know, the technology is not there for us to do the math on here. You know what? We could probably work it out. Do we work it out? I think we do. I think we work it out. I want to see what's the break point, because this actually might be the break point here. Let's take a look. So he's going to pick it up, picks up the trade at 7:15, 7:16 he turns around. So 7:16 is our baseline. Villagers back on the other side of the map, trying to get that wall up. Look like they're going to be successful here, but he does lose a villager. Trades it out for a spearman as well. Spearman actually quite low on health, so SAS doing a pretty decent job of just being annoying, getting some harassment in. Not going to be able to find that one. So 7:15, that was on the other side of the map. We're past now 23, 24, 25 seconds. It's making his way back. So it's looking like it might be close to about, you know, a minute in one direction. It might be a little bit more or a little bit less, but we'll wait and see as that trader comes in towards the end. And now we've got an outpost coming up on the front. Keep in mind, Beastie going to be looking to drop some outposts along the backside as well. Make sure that toll outpost is really working its magic. And now that trader finally coming in at the 8-minute and 5, 8-minute and 6, 8-minute, come on, let's do it, and 7, and turns around at 8:08. So I'm just going to do some quick math here. So what are we running? That's 52 seconds? 52 seconds either way. 52 seconds. So look, realistically, the difference that you're getting from this at this distance, okay? If you're getting, so what's the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make is that if you're trading right now for 56 gold on your traders, let's say you start any game and you've got this landmark that you open up with the Salt and Honey trade network, and you're getting 56 gold a pop. It's probably not even worth it to send out your traders. You're just going to make as much gold by keeping them in the trade network, or inside the landmark, because they produce 28 gold a minute, and it takes them just shy of 2 minutes to actually bring that in. Now, I think, to be honest, they're probably making about, you know, 5 or 6 gold per trip extra over the top of what they would be making. But how would you make this even better? What you'd do is you'd just go drop a market down in this corner, and then you're going to send your traders up to this trading post. Then you're going to set this as your home trading post, and that way you're going to be getting a significantly greater return, much greater than what you can actually get in the trade network from this. Because this is right now, this is just the equivalent of keeping those traders inside. Now, granted, you do have an amount that exceeds what you can actually fit in there, but still, you guys get the point. Wolf now starting to come up for SAS. He's slowly but steadily adding them up around the map. Also runs into a wolf. He's just been harassed by wolves. There's a second wolf here. This villager almost certainly going to be killed. Good night, sweet prince. It has been an absolute pleasure witnessing you build that wall, but unfortunately, Gaia was working against you. And we do see, unfortunately, SAS loses out on that one. Sparky going to be coming forward, looking to pick that up, though. We'll ride on board with Beastie. We'll see how he's doing, as it looks like he's going very heavy on the trade at this point. Market up to 15 traders. He's got a couple of markets Back down on the other side of the map for the moment. Double markets working their way through it. You can see, and this is the way you do it right here. Look at this. It's beautiful. 176 gold. And the reason why it's so important to be doing this by doing full length trade. So you can see we've got our full length trade down here, and then you're going to compare it to the trade that we've got here, which is like kind of a half map, you know, maybe like a 3/5 of the map trade. Significantly greater distance, but also significantly greater return. So if you were to do the math on it, like 56 gold, let's double that. Okay, let's say it's 112 gold, and now then you think about in the head, like you double the distance out to here, something like that. It's much greater than the distance that you're traveling over on this side, but you can see it's nowhere near the reward. The reward here is significant, absolutely huge. All right, well, Beastie under a bit of pressure now. SAS going to be looking to try and push through the walls, but Beastie not going to be having any of it as the Toll Outpost begins to push away. A very passive game so far in this one. Now, obviously, Altai, it is a bit more of a passive map. I'd love to see a couple changes to Altai. To be honest, I mean, Altai used to be a great map. I used to love Altai, but I guess ever since it started popping up in my games, every single freaking game, I'm just like, get rid of this damn map. It's so annoying. And look, it typically just comes down to, you know, walling, making sure you get those walls out. We can see Beastie got the tax about to come through. Eye of the Tiger. Here he goes. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the tax? Did the tax go through? Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. Oh, I think he picked up the tax right here. My mistake. So he actually gets the 5th out of the 5th tax. So that is it. So all 5 taxes have been collected. For anybody who doesn't know about this landmark, just to explain it, the Saharan Trade Network, one of the best trade landmarks in the game. What it's going to do is it's going to make it so that all of your outposts, your toll outposts, actually drop off gold or receive food as well as gold. You can see right there. So one of the unique mechanics for the Malians is that their toll outpost, which is a unique outpost, receive a tax every time you go past. It's equivalent to 10% of the gold that they're carrying. So it means if you're carrying 10 gold, you'll only get 1 gold. Whereas if you're carrying 1,000 gold, you'll get 100 gold. So you really want to maximize as much gold as you're getting as possible. So much so that I was actually theorizing. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. What if I just take this market or this trading post here and I just put the market in this corner and I run a diagonal and I'm getting like 400 gold a trade. And then I don't even care if my traders die. Like just let them die. That's fine. And just tax the hell out of it. And you know what? I think it actually might be a potential strategy, but that's for another video. That's for another day. Age up's come through now for Beastie. Let's take a look and see what he's got coming through. It's going to just be your Donzo, your classic little Donzo mass. It's going to start us off. Now, hopefully, he's going to do the right thing by us and not going to upgrade the Donzo here in the landmark, because the landmark actually upgrades the same time as everything else does, and it actually trains 5 times as fast. So it's the equivalent of taking 5 times as long to research your upgrade, because you're losing out on that much production. So what's the best thing that you could do? The best thing that you could do would actually just be to make a barracks. So buy a little bit of wood, drop a barracks, and then get your research done in that one. But we can see he's not gathering up or not making anything at the moment. He's just going for a bit of a cow boom behind this. Look at this. The madman's gone absolutely crazy. There's plenty of cows back here. 11 cows as well as 3 inside. He's just pumping them out non-stop. He's got double milk production. Still not a lot of aggression from his enemy. 13 minutes into the game. Beastie might be even thinking about going for a bit of a fast Imperial here. Definitely quite a big boy boom at the very least. Let's take a look and see how many traders he's got. 34 traders working their way through this. Take a look at this. Absolutely massive on this back spot. Really, like, trade is actually taking over. And we can see, okay, wonderful. SAS has done the right thing. He's got 19 traders. Look at this. We got double trade coming through now. And this means that his traders are going to be collecting 242 gold. Look at this. He's picked it up. We've got trade bags coming in, ladies and gentlemen. It is actually the trade meta that is here. Beastie going to be losing out this wall position over on the west side of the map. Could be a little bit bad for him. Definitely going to be taking out 5 villages. That is for sure. These guys going to be heading back towards the Palisade Gate. Meta going to be helping him out as well in the middle of the map. Donzo's going to be continuing to push. Veteran Donzos have got their upgrades through. Beastie going to be hitting Imperial Age. Griot Bar are going to be coming down for him. We'll take a look and see if we can spot it. There it is. The Griot Bar are going to be dropped down at our 14th minute. And it looks like he's looking to really emulate that same strategy that we saw Crackety here do. Very, very similar. The main difference here is that the stone walls were a lot more aggressive and subsequently got caught out. You know, had he gone for maybe stone walls here and here, perhaps those stone walls would be okay. But now the Donzo's going to be making it through. Should be able to clean this up. SAS not paying attention. You got to wake up, SAS. Unfortunately, he is not awake. He's probably getting attacked by wolves somewhere, as he likes to do. And now his mass starts building up. Men-at-Arms going to be coming out for him. We see Imperial Aegis come through for Beastie. We'll check in with SAS and see. Look at this base building that we've got coming out from our Ottoman player. Absolutely amazing stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings. And he's still got probably about 3 slots in there over on this side. Did I get that right? 8 buildings? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a lot of buildings. Also went for the Istanbul Imperial Palace. Definitely a landmark I would not recommend. But nonetheless, he goes for it and continues going ham. You know what? If there's ever a time for you to use this landmark, it is actually when you go for trade bags. But by the same token, if you're going for trade bags, your trade economy is probably so good that military schools, not really that important to you. So you probably don't even need to really think about like advanced academy. Like just put your military schools on, I don't know, like Men-at-Arms or something like that. And speaking of Men-at-Arms, I think they are actually on Men-at-Arms at the moment. Beastie finding a nice little timing though with the Donzos. Veteran Donzos for the moment. We do see the elite Donzo is coming through. Beastie looking pretty decent. The Men-at-Arms fighting up against them. Keep in mind the Donzo does have that melee armor, so does relatively well. Archer's going to be on the backside, able to dish out that double damage as well. And for the moment, it looks like SAS is holding on for dear life. The question is, whose trading is stronger? Is it the Tigers or is it the Lions over on the other side? I say the Lion, but I mean Ottomans. Do Turks really have many Lions? Probably not. Probably not. I'm trying to think of what a big Turkish cat looks like. I can think of what a big Persian cat looks like, but or a big Russian blue cat. But unfortunately, no Turkish ones. But I don't know. Maybe you guys will know. Leave it down in the comments. Let me know. But now we hear those relics being picked up. There's already picked up a couple on the map. No real SAS struggling to get up to the Imperial Age. We can see his village account at the moment 116 versus 97. Now a lot of that's going to be traders. 48 traders for Beastie, 24 for SAS. Trade still just continuing massively, and he does manage to get these walls up. He's got to be quick, though, to get these ones up. You can see he's got one slot left, but it should be able to get up. Manages to do so. Keep in mind, Donzo's going to be able to throw those arrows, and these are elite Donzos, so these guys do a lot of damage. We'll check in with Beastie, though. What's the plan back here, Stan? And he's just stacking up resources, and look at this. He's got 1,500. Look at the food economy. This is insanity. So he doesn't even go for the big boy food landmark, what is known as the big cow landmark. He doesn't go for it. He doesn't need it. I like that he actually put a spot in here, but he's like, you know what? I can't be bothered taking the berries. I'm not going to bother. And I'm getting enough food as it is from my damn traders. Look at this. They're all dropping off the food here. Look at this. 17 food coming in. He's picking up so much damn food. This man is not going hungry at all. He doesn't even need it. And keep in mind, all of his military is just going to cost gold because he gets it at a discount price as well. So now going to be pulling out Musafati gunners as well as the Musafati, rather the elite Donzos. And we check back in on the other side of the map and see what SAS is up to. It looks like he's going to be up to the Imperial Age. Now, keep in mind, he did actually open with 3 TCs and traders, so he's gone absolutely ham on the economy. But I still feel like he's fallen a bit behind. Let's take a look at the income per minute and get... Oh my god. It's not even close. It's not even... Beastie's sitting on 5k income per minute. Finally, SAS going to be reaching the Imperial Age about 4 minutes after Beastie, but hey, we'll forgive him. This isn't even close. This is ludicrous. SAS has got half the traders of Beastie and like a third of the gold. Is that just the Ottoman difference? Or rather the Malian difference? Surely it can't be that big. I mean, what other things does he have going for him at the moment? I guess the other things he's got going for him are like the pit mines. But even then, pit mines, like let's say he's got 4 pit mines, that's only 400 gold a minute. That doesn't explain the extra. Okay, now he's starting to boost up a little bit, up to about 2k gold now. So things aren't looking terrible for him, but starting to push up a little bit. SAS looking to try and defend. Bombard coming through. Looking to focus fire down on those Trebs. They're going to have to fall back. SAS, does he have any of the big boys in queue? Doesn't seem like it. A lot of upgrades, though. Siege works coming through. fortification on the outpost up towards the north. He's able to shut down this little bit of a attack over towards this position. You can see Donzo's trying to get through, not having a lot of luck. And now all the units going to be moving out. It's men-at-arms getting absolutely shreked there by the Musafati gunners. Archers also trying to dish out some damage. They've only got their veteran status. No veterans, or rather, no elite status coming out just yet for these units. Doesn't want to push. The first of the big boys make it out onto the field. Beastie probably going to have a culverin or two in queue the moment he spots this. May need to fall back. These big boys, you don't want to mess with them. We do see siege works has come in. Now we've got the spy that are managing to actually tank up the majority of this. Big boys looking to try and make a connection. Let's see if Beastie spots this. They did move over the... There they go. Big boys firing off, hitting out a couple of the Musafati gunners. And now we see Culverin in queue almost immediately. I take it back, not even almost immediately. Yeah, actually pre-built those, pre-queued those. What do you call it when you're playing CSGO and you pre-fire? He pre-fired the Culverin. No, he didn't pre-fire the Culverin. I'm pretty sure he just spotted them walking over the sacred site. But we'll take a look at how the Griot Bar still yet to actually put in the military festival yet. I think it would definitely go a long way. Other option he's got is the Siege Festival. Food Festival, kind of irrelevant at the moment. He's got no villagers gathering food, and he's stacking up 6k of it at the moment. So things not looking too bad, but we got ourselves the big boys slowly but steadily moving in. Now, there's a good little spot here that you can push up with the Culverin, and we can see the Culverin going to be able to focus down the first of the Ottoman Great Bombards. Great Bombard number 1 and 2, both alive for the moment. I don't think he realizes that he's under attack, and Beastie takes out the first one. Second one about to lose its life. Let's see if he's able to get it out. Doesn't look like it. Veteran archers have been upgraded to elite. Musafati gunners dancing, ducking, and diving away from those mangonels as the bombards begin to move up. It doesn't look... Is Siege Works in? Yes, Siege Works... Greased Axles, not in. Looks like the mangonel does go down. Culverin going to be taking it out. But Culverin really make the difference when it comes to these late game fights. Civilizations that have got Culverin, I just feel like you're at such an advantage by having Culverin. You can see here, Ottomans, one of the civs that don't have Culverin, whereas the Malians obviously do have access to them, as well as the Abbasid dynasty. The French have got access to it, to the Royal Culverin through their landmark. And of course, the Holy Roman Empire also have access to that Culverin. But that is it. There's not a whole bunch of options for you if you don't have it. I mean, other than that, it's just Springalds, and you got to mass up a whole bunch in there. To be honest, they're not the most efficient. You can see here, Springald 3 population versus the Culverin also 3 population. So it's the same population, obviously a huge... It's a world of difference. When you start stacking up the bonuses with the Culverin, like you start thinking about getting chemistry, which Beastie's picked up, Siege Works, which Beastie's picked up. He's literally got every single upgrade. 6k gold a minute at the moment, just being chilling at the moment. 67 traders. I mean, at this point, you could just delete your villagers. What do you even need villagers for? He's got 3.5k stone. He could go for a wonder. I'm not even kidding you. Look at this. This is ludicrous. He could actually go for a wonder. 41 vills on wood at the moment. He's gone for the single TC. That's all he's really needed. More villagers out over here. Look at it. Oh, my lord. Look at this. He's just gone walls on walls on walls on walls. Good luck trying to get through that. That is for sure. You ain't getting through there. Down to the middle of the map. SAS is finally maxing out. We see Janissary upgrades coming through as well. Going to be going for Janissary guns, looking to pick up roller shutter triggers to try and deal with those Springalds, or rather those Culverin of his enemies. So the only way he's going to be able to really deal with them, the other option is to just go for his own big boys himself, but you're never going to win that war, unfortunately. Culverin always going to be able to outrange the Great Bombard just by 1 range, but that's all you need. Whereas the Springalds, at least they're able to do a little bit more. Most of those get chased down. He's got to be careful with these big boys. Ideally wants to sit back underneath this keep. Elite Spy, he's going to be coming through now. And we're yet to see too many Janissaries added in just yet. There we go. There's a handful of them. We'll take a look and see exactly what upgrades he's picked up. Siege Works, Military Campus, Fast Training, Trade Bags, Anatolian Hills, and Field Work has come in. So still yet to go for Advanced Academy. Just going to be sticking these bad boys on Men-at-Arms. Do we have the Men-at-Arms upgrade just yet? Let's see if we can find a barracks. I think there's a barracks over here. No, there it is. Finally coming in. Look at that. He actually had it in queue that whole time. And it's like the only barracks that we could actually find. Is that the only barracks he's got? Can I just check? It's the only barracks he's got. We found it, though. We found it. That's what matters. Trebs, as well as the Great Bombard, now firing down upon his enemy. Elite Spy, going to be looking to come through, trying to break through. There's a little bit of a hole in the wall. Rather, a hole in the tree line, it seems. He does break through, forces those units away. Beastie going to take this opportunity to push up with the Culverin. He thinks he might be able to snipe out some of the enemy siege. Culverin moving forward, looming, looking. Let's see how he goes. Big shots come out. First one goes down. Takes out the Trebuchet. More keeps going to be coming down for Beastie. Throwing down a keep. Nice and safe in the base. trying to delay the enemy. And finally, the first raid of the game on this trade line. I say first raid. I mean, technically, yeah, it's the first raid. You cannot let Malian players boom like this uncontested. It's not even close. It is not even close. I mean, SAS is over here with, I mean, it says 30 active traders, but not all of them are trading. You can see 10 of them are going to here. So no wonder his gold a minute is so low. He needs to make sure that he sets his home markets. All of these traders need to be going to the same one. You can see this one here is only going for 79. This one's 242. So he's losing out on a huge amount of gold, and you can see that's reflected in his gold a minute. Only 1,500 gold a minute compared to the Giga Chat on the other side of the map. 5,600 gold a minute, and he ain't even flexing. That's, I mean, 6,300, 6,500 gold a minute right now. And Beastie Cutie, he ain't even working up a sweat. He's probably, I mean, he's sweating, but that's not because he's working up a sweat. That's because he's a fucking gamer, and that is different. But now, we see the bombards are slowly building up here. I feel like the numbers for SAS are so low. He's got 131 population, 69 military. But where is the military? It just feels like there's nothing here for the guy. He's got a handful of archers, some janissary out, but I feel like as the Ottomans, what you want to be doing as much as possible is just trading. Trading. And I know that sounds weird. I'm not talking about the trading back here. I'm talking about trading with your enemy. You want to be throwing out Spahis as often as possible. You want to try and be taking advantage of those free units, because you can see right now that he's got military schools that are back here, units in queue ready to go. I mean, they're ready to go in another 8 or so seconds, but then they're just going to be chilling out. So we can see that bombard almost losing its life. Culverin able to focus it down, going to be able to be coming out of that all alive. And you can see this is a bit of a difficult spot here, because SAS has got no real response to these Culverin, and this is where I think it starts to get hard relying on siege against Culverin civs, because I don't think there's any real way to respond with Culverin. Honestly, if I'm the devs right now, just give every civ the Culverin. I feel like it's the only reasonable thing to do, or just remove the Culverin from the game. It's one of those two, but you can't have it both ways. You know, these civs with Culverin in the late game, such a massive advantage. And now it looks like we got ourselves a bit of an engagement going to begin. I'm going to enter into the cinematic mode. You guys know I love to do it. Let's get that bad boy out of here. We got some time because the sofas are going to begin entering in now. Janissaries looking to fire off towards them, dishing out plenty of damage. The big heels coming in. Trebuchet, the only one standing strong, gets taken out. The bombard's going to be running away. You can see the great bombards, unfortunately, not too great when all the enemy units get up on top of them. And look at the Musafati gunners just stealing out damage non-stop. Beastie looking incredible here as the bombards continue pushing up. Micro absolutely immaculate, shredding through all the units of the enemy. Things are looking difficult. Spahi continue coming in, funneling in, but there's just not a big mass here at all. They're going to get eaten alive. Culverin are back here. He's still got 3, and you can see Beastie immediately clicking down on that great bombard. Good night, sweet prince. You ain't so great anymore, are you, big fella? But hold on a minute. Janissary numbers starting to look a little bit better. They're grouping up. Spahi continue running in. Starting to see a bit of a battle now. Really good unfolding. Sofa once again going to be coming in. Villagers looking to repair up the siege that we've got here on the front line. Culverin looking for anything they can get their hands on, but unfortunately there's just no siege here to take it out. More sofas coming in. Janissary numbers starting to dwindle. Archers getting thrown in on the back line as well. Bombards, great bombards, double great bombards. Let's see if they're able to find any connections that they might have missed out on. Bombard firing off. Good night. Number 1 for the Culverin. Number 2, line him up. Villagers looking to try and repair up the great bombard. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. Unfortunately not. Second one goes down. Huge massive sofa warriors now breaking through. Look at the sofas come through. Massive amounts of damage now breaking through these lines. And Beastie Cutie looking to try and take this game. The sacred site is being captured. Second great bombard going down. And we continue to see Springles now finally getting added into the mix. He's up to 4 Springles here. He's also got the siege works, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Keep was trying to go down. It looks like only a handful of villagers here making it. Going to see a response from SAS here, but unfortunately the sofa's going to be coming through, and good game gets called. SAS taps out. Beastie Cutie victorious here with the Malians. What an absolutely beautiful last fight that was. I mean, it all came down to that, didn't it? It was just trade wars for 25 minutes and then just bang on bang. Fellas, go and check out Beastie. I'll leave a link in the description. I'm sure you know where he is, but just in case you don't, it'll be down there.